Hart in the 5th and 6th position. Gavin Bichelle back out there, as is Jace Randolph, Garth Kasner, and Colton Garris, Tyler LaPointe, Jackson Bishop, Kylie Griffiths, and Brenham Crouch.
So we're going to wait a lap here to go green. Yeah, Crouch has had a busy last 30 minutes here.
So's Bichelle.
Yeah, Bichelle
again, makes
too.
all 4 qualifiers. You're going to be rocking and rolling, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And so's Bacon. Seems like we've seen Brady every other race.
Seems about like all these guys.
Well, when you're good, good.
Yeah, Sokol with a really good start. Flood following on the bottom side.
Back straight away as it's Sokol and Hank Davis. Hank Davis, kind of a man without fear. He don't care how big that cushion is. He's going to go up and think about knocking her down.
Hank Davis is venturing to the high side. He's got to have a really good power plane underneath that 88 10J chassis to power him all the way around the outside of this Tulsa Expo Raceway right now. Usually
we see Davis in his own car. This week, he's been in a car fielded and camped over with the Torgersons.
He is pulling even with Sokol down the backstretch. We'll see who they got at the line right here. Got to be a close one. Give it to Colby Sokol by 7 1/1000ths of a second.
Sokol's got to dig down on the bottom side of the racetrack as through the middle that time goes Davis. Cheats to the exit of the cushion. That's a great battle for the lead. That time Sokol had expanded it to .3036. You see Davis again banging off the high side. This time rides the rim the whole way around and sneaks across for the lead.
We saw Davis go down and try and chop the momentum of Sokol. I don't know that that's the right answer. I think he just needs to stay up top, keep it wound up, and get to driving away from Colby Sokol. There's Frank Flood really not able to capitalize on these two races, and he's kind of staying steady back. 7/10 back from your second place, which is virtually your leader.
Your front row is your 1 and 2 runners here as Davis started second, Sokol started first. Flood, who started third, runs third. Bacon, who started fourth, runs fourth.
This really just shows how important those heat races were. I mean, everyone is so good right now. It's really hard to make up a lot of ground to pass. So this track position you have from earning points in your heat race is huge as we look further back in your field. That's Gavin Bichelle on the bottom getting passed by Jace Randolph around the high side. They're both chasing Jake Nail.
Yeah, Jace Randolph doing a little bit of something deeper in the field. As we're down to a white flag, 1 lap to go.
White flag is out. Frank Flood trying to make a late race bid on your second place runner, Colby Sokol. Your winner is definitely going to be Hank Davis. The second place is where we're watching. Give it to Frank Flood at the line.
That should be enough to advance him up in this lineup. As again, we've not had massive movers and shakers with the exception of Carver going third and first.
Yeah, so a 3-2 for Frank Flood. At least should put him up in the top 3 or 4 rows of the feature.
Well, while you take a look there at Hank Davis getting the win, welcome back in, Scotty Cook.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Moving through the grind portion of the afternoon, and there's a blue plume beneath the, there's a little foggy down there, trackside. We've seen it worse.
Let's send things up to the up top at the Joe's Racing Products Pit Report with Connor Wade.
Thank you very much. Talking to Jaden Brown after an 8th class qualifier win. Jaden, how crucial was that qualifier win to your run here at the Tulsa Shootout in the 8th class?
I mean, we really needed that win, especially with those guys that we had in there. Jacob and Isaiah really got my car dialed in right before I went out there. So we had a good run at it. I felt comfortable right when we rolled out, and luckily we got the win. I want to thank all my sponsors, DLS Fleet Services, Havlet Construction Company, Hams Racing, 41 Shocks, Sawyer Chassis, and everyone else. Thank y'all.
Jaden Brown feeling confident after a qualifier win in the 8th class division. Back to you, Tim.
Well-spoken young man. I got to say, boys, you two are grinders. You guys look as fresh as you did when we walked in here this morning.
We have had great help today. Thank you to you. Thank you to Connor, and thank you to Chris Wilner, who come in and really make our jobs easy.
It's good to when you stop and think yourself, man, we're on cruise control, and I got to pace myself here and save my voice or whatever. It's kind of good to lean on the third wheel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like when you're about to blister your right rear.
Now, we don't worry about that, Scotty. We just hammer it down until she blows.
That's right.
The fastest chicken, Chase Randall out of Waco, Texas, going to start from the pole. Chase Cabry out of Cornelius, North Carolina. Alongside of him, Scotty Milan, Jason Campbell, row 2, Carter Batterby, Brent Twitty, in row number 3. Travis Sullivan, Darren Nida in row 4. Sethi Shibester out of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, inside of the 5th row. Daniel Schaefer, Brandon Rose, Austin Torgerson, and you got the final couple rows there coming up. I don't have my readers on my head.
Hang on, I got you covered. It is going to be Xavier Doney and Peter Walker. And Xavier Doney, we saw him in some D mains and some C mains earlier.
He's had some seat time today, boys.
He has, but it's been a little while, so I'm guessing he's itching.
He ought to be fun to watch from the back. He's always exciting, Xavier Doney. Fun to watch.
So once again, 10 laps. This, the back half of our qualifiers for the A-Class wing. Following this, we're into B mains to finish the night out here at our 36th annual Lucas Oil Tulsa Shootout. Our live event coverage on Flow Racing is brought to you by Lucas Oil Products. And
race number...
Oh, this is race number 238.
And what we start on this morning?
180
yeah,
something.
184, something like that.
I know going up and down the road as much as you do, Scotty, you put good old Lucas Oil products all over your vehicles.
Oh my gosh, that's all I've put in it since I purchased it, and it's about, maybe 200,000 miles past needing to be in the salvage yard. So
between, I don't know, transmission fluids, engine oils. Heck, probably even put a little speed wax on that thing once or twice.
Lucas Oil is accredited for many, many, many of those miles. Firm believer in that stuff. I was sold on it by people that know what they're doing. Guys that got grease under their knuckles.
I was sold on it when I
it.
drove the Jesse Hockett Racing number 77. And we'll mention that here in just a second. We go up top to Connor Wade.
All right, talking to Hank Davis. Hank's had a fast race car all week here at the Tulsa Shootout. Hank, you've had a really consistent shootout so far. Tell us about it.
Yeah, early in the week we had a mechanical issue. I think a battery was going bad, so we didn't get all the heat races. So we buried ourselves, deep in D's and C's, and we don't, no one wants to be there. So at least, maybe to lock probably one of these in. It's definitely a plus, so maybe keep my 9-year streak alive. So just keep making one every year. So
Hank Davis looking to bring home a driller in the Tulsa Shootout 8th last portion tomorrow night. We'll go back to you guys.
But on your note, old Papa Jack, long time fortunate to be supported by Lucas Oil as well as Jesse Hockett before his passing.
Quickest chicken time as Chase Randall out in front of this field early.
This kid's got so much talent out front. So young and so talented.
Chase Cambry put on a really good drive in an earlier qualifier, and I'm interested to see if what he can do with the wing on. I think that was either stock non-wing or outlaw non-wing earlier that we saw him looking so good. As you're looking at the 2-car of Sullivan working on the bottom of the speedway, shuffling Campbell backwards, and now rolling in on Batterby. Position 4 on the line between all of those cars, duking it out.
Everyone seemed to be a little bit snug right here after some fresh water on the racetrack. High speeds around the Tulsa Expo Raceway. Cambry may be closing in on your leader, Chase Randall, ever so slightly.
I'd almost say that Cambry's kind of a rhythm racer. Takes him a few laps no matter what he's in to really find where he's going to be, and then he starts dialing it up as you're watching the Grinch, Travis Sullivan, try to work on the low side of the 96 of Jason Campbell in the race for 5th. Campbell upstairs, trying to make his move to narrow the gap on Carson Battery as you look at 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot of single file action.
There's Randall. Cambry changed his line and has lost a lot of ground on Chase Randall. Look back through your field. Randall low and slow around the inside groove in the Frank Lucia Enterprises number 9.
Chase likes it up top, so you don't often get to see him do work on the bottom end. He is really, really consistently hitting his marks on the bottom, rotating that car as it should.
Frankie G's the opposite. He loves the bottom, so you know that car knows how to roll around the low side of this Tulsa Expo Raceway as he comes through 3 and 4th for the final time to pick up qualified number 5 win for Trace Randall. Chase Cambry coming home second. Scotty Milan, Carter Batterby, Jason Campbell, Travis Sullivan, Seth Bester, Darren Nida, Austin Torgerson, Brant Twitty, Schaefer, Doney, and Walker rounding out your field.
So again, the trend continues. Chase Randall started one, finished one. Chase Gabry started two, finished two. Scotty Milan started three, finished three in that one. You're not seeing an overabundance of movement amongst the top, and that's going to make points awfully interesting. We still got 3 qualifiers to go here in Wing Day class before we are into B features for Outlaw non-wing divisions.
So did we hear earlier, is Thomas Mesral's daughter racing this weekend?
She is. Yes, I spoke with Thomas.
Or did she not get together with Miss Ava Gropp on the track a little earlier?
I believe that is what happened as we take a look at our lineup for qualifier number 6.
I got a little update on that when you boys got some free time.
Joe B. Miller and Brody Wake, Connor Lee and Trey Gropp, Harley Holland, Gray Ledbetter, Jesse Maurer, Baron Silva, Brett Osborne, Ethan Wicker, Alec Quiggle, and Thomas Koonsman. With 2 more cars hanging out at the back of it, and those 2 are Jaden Friesen and Steven Smith.
We'll save that nugget for you when we catch a break.
Oh, wow.
Trouble off the start.
Miserable start right there. Our green lights are still on, though.
Well, they were okay at the corner and through the line, and Joe B. Miller going to take full advantage. Watch Joe B. run away and hide in this one.
And most likely will be glued to the hub. The 99 car creeping up there trying to top.
So funny enough, took the transponder system a second to register that first lap was done.
Yeah.
And now it's actually a lap behind. So we're actually 2 in and 8 to go here. We'll see if they catch that. You see 3 wide action back in the field. That's the big wiggle Alec Quiggle making his way through. I literally just came up with that nickname and I love it. Wicker in the 3.
I'm sure he'd prefer no wiggle. No wiggle, Alex Quiggle.
That's Holland and Gropp battling for the 3rd position. Holland started 5th on the field, so he's passed a few cars to gain a few points. Gropp was your high point guy in this particular qualifier. He really needs to pass 1 or 2 more guys here after a miserable start.
Well, that little muss-up on the start sure gave some guys a little bit deeper a chance to do something.
He's got the crosshair on Harley's bumper right now. He's looking for the door to open up. He looks to be a little bit faster right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Scotty. Trey's car looks really good around the low side of this raceway. Just looking for a door. Harley Holland does not mess up very often, though.
High side for Quiggle as he is just eyeballing Gropp, and Gropp finally got tired of following. Tried something different up on the Holland back bumper, and Quiggle going to take full advantage up into the 4th spot.
Yeah, Trey Gropp trying to get more than what was available there. There was nothing to gain by waiting for a bobble, and the door opened, did it?
Yes, it did. Quiggle made a mistake, and Gropp had the chance to go back by him as Joe B. Miller is at the white flag, and the transponder system will pick it up. It'll show 1 to go, but the checker flag is out, and that was actually a 10-lap race. Joe B. Miller gets the win. Connor Lee 2nd, Harley Holland, and Trey Gropp, and then Alec Quiggle.
So check it out. Younger sister Ava Gropp has been in her brother's shadow forever, and she's so soft-spoken.
Yep.
Well, apparently, after the on-track get-together, and we will momentarily get to Connor upstairs, after the on-track get-together, a skirmish broke out in the pits between the 2 young ladies.
Really?
And I know more than I'm going to share, but whoa, got a little heated. We're going to send it up topside.
Sounds interesting, Scotty. Thank you very much. Talking to Chase Randall after an 8th class qualifier win. Chase, how hard was it to start on the pole and then hang on the whole way to win the qualifier?
Yeah, it was really nice. The water truck kind of played into our favor for once. They watered the bottom for us when we went out there, and able to get a good start. Just kind of rolled the bottom. I made a few mistakes towards the middle of the race. Just trying to slow my pace down and make less mistakes as possible and hold them off.
That's Chase Randall picking up an 8th class qualifier win. Back to you, Caleb.
Man, I think that kid's got a future. He's just real good. That's just all you can say.
Which one, Randall or Connor?
Randall, both of them actually, but Randall's got a lot of talent. Looks like your pole sitter gets a good start off of this one. That's McIntyre Jr.
It's Trey Zorn. Zorn on the low side, the 3Z. Working down the front straightaway, he leads early. Second place is Damon Paul. Paul out of New York. You saw him have a breakout shootout last year. Running third is Woods. Running fourth is Dylan Schott. Caleb Martin looking to make some
Yellow,
moves.
yellow. Oh my gosh. You guys.
Zach Gorski's 07Z is the one who has come to a stoppage.
So you guys are used to that, and I'm not.
We noted, especially in the Outlaw Wing division, that as they got up, they really got those right rear tires and got some wheel spin in the cushion, that it showered us with a ton of clay. It's kind of cool. As we'll go back up top, a Joe's Racing Products pit report from Connor Wade with Joe B. Miller.
Mr. Joby Miller out of Millersville, Missouri. Joby, after a qualifier win there, kind of take us through the track conditions in that qualifier.
Yeah, the bottom was pretty much the preferred line right now, especially in the A-class deal. The top's just pretty gnarly and a little too far around. Just, I don't know, we're going to be kind of trouble on points there. We hit the last one on invert, I believe, on the pole, the last qualifier. So even if we win it, we're probably most likely in the front of a B, but hopefully the points will shake out and we'll be all right.
If you're in a situation in a B or an A main where the bottom is the place to be, do you feel like you can still try to make the top work?
I would like to think I could. I mean, our car's been fairly versatile all week, so, I mean, still have the track pretty good for the feature most likely, so we'll just have to see where we got to go.
That's Joby Miller. Back to you, Caleb.
Here's the thing for Joe B. Yeah, started on the pole, but there just hasn't been an abundance of movement for those drivers 2, 3, and 4. He's making a lot of points on a lot of guys that were up ahead of him.
You got to bid for the top spot, man.
Damon Paul trying to use the high groove on Zorn.
Yeah, Damon Paul had the lead last time by 1/100th of a second. Looks like Zorn's going to have it this time.
They're just about equally. It's a veteran move there. He tries to take the front end off, but he wasn't quite cleared of him, and it caused him to go right through the middle of the turn. Nevertheless, he got off very well and has assumed the top spot.
Damon Paul, your new race leader, followed by Trey Zorn. Brant Woods in the third position. Caleb Martin's the 51 you see being chased by Ryan Timms. Timms underneath Grant Schott. And shuffle Timms forward. Upstairs, Kaylee Bryson showing up. Seeing if the high groove's got anything for her. Look at Kaylee wrestling around the high side. And that exit to turn 4, if you carry the cushion the whole way around, is just a long ways. 1 and 2 a little bit better because you can get off with the tires pointed straight as you exit the second turn. Paul continuing to lead. He's up on the high side of 1 and 2. Coming into the white flag. We'll have 1 lap left remaining.
Yeah, that cushion pretty gnarly right here in front of us, so we are getting blasted in the booth.
Ryan Timms with a late bid. Timms was looking for 4th from Caleb Martin, but we're going to watch your winner, Damon Paul, to the checkered flag. Trey Zorn. Third was Brant Woods, and Ryan Timms did get Caleb Martin at the line, so Timms doing a little moving. Timms on this field. Where did he start? He started all the way back in 9th, so Timms 9th to 4th actually making some moves and gaining some points on this one.
Clinton will testify that young man has mad talent as well, and so